Hey everyone, it's Lisa with Mimi's DIY Journey. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to have some fun today making a folio. But before we get started, I wanted to go through a few things that I purchased. So this is from Amazon. Um, And this here is a 1/4 inch elastic, which I thought would work great with um, some of the folios that I make. Because the one elastic that I have is actually round and it doesn't work very well. So, hey guys, where are you? Right there you are. Like, where's the end? So, really small and it's flat and I think that's gonna work. So I purchased some of this from Amazon. I'll leave a link to my Amazon purchases in the description box below if you're interested. I do not remember how much I paid for this. I want to say it was like $5. And I don't remember how much is on there. And then I got some extra large index cards because all I have is really small ones, and I've seen some really awesome projects made with big ones. So I thought I would purchase them. These weren't very expensive either. Well, maybe I can get them. These are 5x8 and 100 came in the pack. And then, of course, the brand is Oxford. So, yes, I am pretty excited about these. This is going to be so much fun. Oh, yeah. No, but they are kind of lightweight, so they're not heavy duty. Not like that. Oh, there was a misprint on one. Look at that. That's okay. So I got me some of those. And then I have this beautiful pencil. Look at the writing on that. That is just absolutely beautiful. So I'm really excited about this. This will be great with my texture paste or modeling paste. See if I can get this back in there. Probably not. So I'll just set it to the side for later. And then yesterday I wanted to go to Hobby Lobby because that's my favorite store, and we didn't make it because they close at 8. And I was like, well, let's run down the road to Micheals, see if they're open. And they were till 9. So, I wasn't there to buy anything in particular. I just wanted to look. So I found they have their Halloween collection coming out. So I found this paper at Micheals. It is $14.99. I don't think it was on sale because it's just coming out. But I actually didn't even look through this paper before I purchased it because what I seen was this butterfly wing here. So it's like, yep, I'm gonna get that. And I'm not big on Halloween. If you guys know me, Halloween is not one of my favorite holidays. I don't like decorating for it. But I like harvest. That's what I like decorating for. But I thought, well, we might as well make a Halloween folio or journal. I'm not going to today. I got something different planned, but oh, there's that butterfly. It's a cut apart. Awesome. I like that. But yeah, that's what caught my attention because I figured that there's some pretty kind of parts too. Once the time comes and everybody starts making their Halloween stuff, I'm going to say, gosh, I wish I had some Halloween paper. So now I do, just in case I need it or want it. Ooh, now this is pretty. You can cut those apart too. Really, there's those butterflies again. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so pretty. There you go. I was holding it up. I don't think you guys could see. Yeah, I can use this because it's not like a spooky ghost and witches. Yep, that'll be pretty. Well, we do have a freaky eyeball right here. You put a spell on me. Oh, what's the other one say? Your fate is in your hands. Yeah, I like this. Okay, and this is called Bound by Magic, is the name of that paper pack. So then I found some washi tape that kind of matches it a little bit. So I picked that up. And then I just got some blades from my trimmer to have on hand. And I was so excited about these. I have the lower caps and the clickable stamps, but I didn't have the uppercase. And the lowercase I purchased on Amazon, which are like, I want to say like around 20 bucks. And when I seen these at Michael's, they were $15. I was like, I'm getting those. And then I got some archival ink, and this is in the potting soil. So that was my little haul from yesterday. I'm going to move some stuff around here real quick, just so that I have some room. So yeah, I think I'll come up with a little folio that we can make with this paper pack. That'll be fun. I'm glad I got it now, because like I said, I'm not real big in Halloween, but that's pretty. So today, oops, I am dropping everything. Um, we're going to be using one of these half composition notebooks. And I get these on Amazon as well. So I will try to remember to leave a link in the description box below. 6 do come in a pack. And I do not remember the price. There's something on that page. I just opened these. So we're just going to be using one of those. And then I have, this is actually my last 3 pieces of chipboard that I'm going to be using. And it is kind of thin, so it's about the same weight as like a cereal box. So if you don't have chipboard of any kind, you can use a cereal box, or a couple of cereal boxes probably. Maybe. You might be able to get away with one. And then I'm going to be using black cardstock, and I don't know how many yet, so you guys are going to be figuring it out with me. I have some 12 by 12 sheets that we could use, but it's really, really thick cardstock. So I'd kind of rather save that for something else. Maybe a folio not using chipboard. So this is just the Astro Brights. I get it at Walmart. I know it's less than $10, but I can't remember the price exactly. So I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm going to pick some paper from this paper box here. I'll hold it up so you see how thick it is. This is my special papers. I will try and find the link to the website that I purchased this from. I did get mine on sale for $75, I believe. But you would not believe all the paper that comes in this pack. I'll never use any of it. So this is the best papers for 2025. So these are their best-selling papers that they had for last year. It is single-sided, but it beautiful. So pretty. I love these papers, and I won't go through all of them, but I did kind of separate them, and I put the ones that I like the best towards the top, but just gorgeous. And actually, we might use some of those. So then they have this marble looking one. Very pretty. So that's some of my favorites. Oh, there you go. Just gorgeous. And just wait. I mean, all of these are just beautiful. I love these. I love the sheen on it. So cool. So yep, there's a bunch of these. Oh yeah, a whole ton of these. I don't want to keep them all together. Here, I'll flip through like this. Just beautiful. Okay, and then some glittery ones. Now this here is like cardstock. It's kind of thick. The different colors of those. There we go. Make sure. Okay, all glitter. All right, and then some pretty flower ones. Ooh. Oh, there's two of those. Ooh. We might just use those today. So like that should be like this. Those two go really good together, I think. Little peachy one. Purple. Maybe that yellow one back here. Should be going with that. Or is it these two? It's those two. Those two go together. Okay. All right. And then here we're starting to get into the ones that I'm like, yeah, they're pretty. I actually I do like that one. But like a design like this, probably won't use. I do like these right here. Problem is I don't know how many pieces of paper we're gonna need. Like that. Okay. It's the pink plaid. And then here's where it definitely gets in. This is like quilted paper. Some green that I'm like, I'm not sure I'll use those. And then some blue. I don't know. I mean, I might. It's something that's not really my style, but they're still pretty. There's, looks like two of each of those. Um, and here's some beachy paper. I like the Lighthouse. Yeah, and there's some more. But, yeah, because I definitely don't want to get these out of order the way I'll put them in here. So these are all beach, lighthouses, seashells. There's a bunch of those. Okay. All right. I'm actually going to pull these out because I've decided I think that's what we're going to use. I'm going to set all the, then I'll just pick what we need from there. And then some beautiful fireworks. And I think that's what the rest of these actually are. Turn this upside down. But yeah. Okay, that's the last one right there. So it's kind of like Aztec, what it reminds me of. So we've got fireworks. I said I wasn't going to go through all these, but look at me. I'm doing it quick though. And then we get into some more, like Aztec there. Some pretty garden scenes, which these are pretty. Okay, and then that one. So I think, where to go? This one needs to be moved. Back here with this one. Needs to be paired up with this me. Okay. So there we go. So yeah, if you guys are interested, I will leave a link in the description box below. And you guys can go over and check out my special papers. All right. I'll put that down there for just a moment. Okay. I'm not gonna go through and like pick out papers just yet because I don't know how many we're gonna need. And honestly, I could probably use just about any of these, and I think they'll go well together. So, I mean, we're not going to need all these. We might need two of these, maybe. We'll see. I'm not sure. Okay, so I am going to grab my big guillotine cutter, and I'm going to bring it over here because I want you guys to go through the whole process with me, and I'll speed up areas where um you know aren't really necessary for you guys to catch like every detail, so that way this video is not very long. Okay, so chipboard, we are going to want to cut two pieces that are 7 1/4 by 6 1/2. So got something on there, 7 and a quarter by 6 and a half. Is that right? That's right. No, that is not right, guys. Don't do that. Okay, let's try this again, and hopefully I don't need more chipboard because this is all I have. I'll have to dig out my cereal box, which is fine. Okay, 7 3/4 by 6 and a half. Okay. Perfect. Okay. 7 3/4 by 6 and a half. There's our second piece. We want 2 of those. All right, and then we need 2 pieces. And I hope will be coming out of these scraps. 2 pieces at 3/4 of an inch by 6 and a half. So hang on, this one is already 6 and a half, okay, and it's 7 1/4. So we want 3/4 of an inch. So there's 1/4, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. And we want, if I can pick it up, we want 2 of these. So that's a half, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3/4 by 6 and a half. And then we want 1 at 2 and a half by 6 and a half. So this is already 6 and a half. So we want 2 and a half. Yes, 2 and a half. Okay, so there, even with my mess up, I still had 20 from my scraps. Oh my gosh, guys. So hopefully I did not confuse you. And we are done with the cutter there. So let me write on these so you guys know. Where's my pen? All right, so you want 2 at 7 3/4 by 6 and a half. 2 of those. 7 3/4 by 6 and a half. So that's the width. This is the height. The 6 and a half is the height. All right, and then we want 2 that is 3/4 inch by 6 and a half. So 2 of those. 3/4 by 6 and a half. And then we want 1 at 2 and a half by 6 and a half. So hopefully that cleared up any confusion. So 2 7 3/4 by 6 and a half. 2 3 1/4 by 6 and a half. and then one at 2.5 by 6.5. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side. So now we're going to get our cardstock, and I got 4 here. We'll see how many we need. I am going to guess we're going to need 3. This is what I'm going to guess. So before I start gluing everything, I am just going to kind of set this together like so. But come that way. Okay. So it's going to set. What I want to make sure is that my seams where I'm going to glue my cardstock together is going to be in the back. Well, we are going to have one on the front. Okay, so what if we did this? It's going to be on the back, but it's going to be pretty close to this edge. I think it'll be all right. And that'll go there. And then this will go here. Oops, you stay up there for a second while I decide if I need you. Okay, guys, I think we can get away with 2. Okay, let's try 2 8.5 by 11 pieces of cardstock. All right, so I'm just going to move these to the side for just a moment. And then we are going to glue these together. So I am just going to line my paper down here at the bottom with just any of the lines. And then that way, when I lay this one down, I can line it up so it's not crooked. Okay, I think I'm good. All right, so I am just going to take, this is the pH neutral, yes, pH neutral PVA glue. You can use art glare glue, you can use your Fabri-Tac glue, whatever glue you wish to use. And then I am just gluing these together, maybe an eighth, not even probably an eighth of an inch together. I'm just seaming them together a little bit. You're going to want to make sure that you get your paper straight and even. And I think we are good. Okay. So there we go. Our 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 glued together. And then we're going to lay these out like so. And this is how we are going to glue them down, leaving about an eighth of an inch between each piece here. So I am actually going to get my bigger bottle. Now this bottle here, look how I decorated it. I love this bottle actually. This is art glitter glue that is in this bottle. And just making sure, I haven't used it in a while, so I want to make sure it wasn't all dried up. It is a little icky for my pen because it's one of them pens that rust. I mean, it doesn't hurt the quality of the glue, it just turns it in ugly brown. Okay. All right, So let's glue our pieces down. Up, and then I'm going to take my scoring tool and I'm going to go around all of the edges here. Okay, so then we will fold this like that. Move our glue. There we go. I absolutely love making these. It is so much fun. There we go. And then I am going to take my hard plastic spatula and I am just going to run along the edges like so. And that's just going to help crease our paper. And just overall give it just a better look, better finish, I guess. Okay, there we go. And then one more side. Now, I did hold this chipboard down pretty good while I was doing that because it is thin. So if you're using like cereal box, just make sure you're pressing that down good while you're running that along the edge. All right, so now we are going to take our scissors and we are going to miter these corners. So we just go at an angle towards this corner and then out a little bit towards or at an angle. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just leave yourself a little space right here to cover this corner up when we fold those papers. And then those we can throw away unless you really, 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 really want to keep them. Okay, so I am going to put some glue on these flaps. Like so. And then we are, oops, stay down. Going to press them down. Oh, you know what? We are going to need one more piece of black cardstock. So three pieces. Okay. Make sure I got that pressed down good. Looks like it's trying to raise. All right. I'm going to do this other side. All right. So I'm going to take my little glue bottle. No, I just used you. Why are you not coming out? That's weird. Okay, maybe. Yes, there we go. All right. And then I got a little spot right here that is not wanting to go down. These longer sides can be an issue sometimes, so. If that happens, don't panic. Just put a little glue. Put a little more glue under there. You just want to make sure that you have it glued down really well. Okay. All right, now I'm going to turn this around. Put that back on. Sometimes, yes, it's not difficult. Sometimes it's not. All right, turn that back around. So now we are going to want to cover, excuse me, we are going to want to cover our spines. So do some rearrange in here. And hopefully, don't lose anything. I'll set that over there. So we are going to want our height at 6 1/4. Let me open that. So 6 1/4. All right. And then, no, we actually want 6. Yeah. All right. There we go. So our height is going to be 6 inches, I think. Yep, 6 inches. And then our width, let's see. So our spine is 1/4 inch. And, or 3/4 of an inch. I'm sorry. It's 3/4 of an inch. So 1.5 inches. An inch. What did I say? 3/4. No, 1.75 inches. And then 2 inches. I might cut one at 2 inches. Actually, let's go 2.5. I like that better. Yeah, okay, 2.5. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it takes me a minute. Come here. All right, so we will cut another one at 2.5. All right, and then yes, and that gives us maybe 3/4 of an inch on each side. All right, so I am just going to glue these in place, covering that spine, and I'm going to try and get get it even, like in the center from top to bottom. And then also make sure that the spine is in the center as well. Now, does it have to be perfect? No. And I will show you just a little secret here in just a second because I didn't do it. Okay. Go. So to help you see where that spine is, just take your spatula and press in on those corners, and that will help you see much better where those are at when you go to glue this down. And I didn't do that on that side. All right. Okay, I'm gonna try this one again. This one doesn't seem to squirt the glue out of underneath as bad as that one does. So it does kind of make me worry that it's not spreading the glue as well as I would like underneath there. Yeah. It does kind of make me worry because we want that glue spread under there. All right, so then just take the edge of your spatula and indent those seams again. And let me turn it around here. That is going to help us fold like so. Now you do want to go slow so that you don't rip your paper on the front side. There we go. So there's our little flap. Turn it back around and had to crease that or bend that up just a little bit. So I knew where it was because I didn't do that. I think it's right there. And then of course you don't, when you're doing this, you don't want to push too hard because if you're, whatever you're using to do this with is too sharp, it could cut your paper on the inside as well. So just be gentle with everything. Okay. All right, so there is our little book. Where's my notebook? Perfect. Okay, it's gonna work. All right, so turn this over. And I am going to crease on this side those spaces again. Just so that I can see when it comes to placing our paper down. Better lines. There we go. All right. See, that gives me a guide of where to place my decorative paper at. So how you decorate is entirely up to you. You do what makes your heart happy. So at this point, I want to go ahead and add my magnets on. And I need 4 magnets. And there's only 3 here. And if you don't want to use magnets, just hold tight. We'll skip on, and then you can use the Velcro dots at the end. These magnets here are strong. All right, so I want 4, which is going to be 2. Oh yeah, these magnets here are really, really, really strong. I did get these from Amazon as well. If I remember, I'll leave a link to in the description box below. These are Utamag, and the model is 10 by 2 millimeter. So they are a little thicker magnet, but we're gonna give them a try. All right, so I'm gonna start with my flap because I want to make sure that I'm getting the magnet back away from the edge far enough. So you want to stay back at least 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, so that, darn it. So you have enough room to glue your paper down, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I think, oops, there we go. All right, so now I am just going to take some double-sided tape, and this is just extra security, and I am going to place it right over this magnet. Make sure it stays down. I'm sure it would, but there we go. Okay. And now I'm going to take another piece. I want to turn it upside down, stick my magnet on it, and then put it back down, like so. And same thing with this, turn it upside down, stick my magnet on it, and put it back down. All right, now when I do this part, let's take this sticky off of our magnets. Get off my finger. So when we do this part, we're going to want to make sure that this edge lines up with this outer seam on our book. I hope you guys can see that right here. And that's just so that everything stays lined up good. Check the bottom, looks good. And then I'm going to press down really good and hope my magnets stay. Which they did. All right. I'm going to press that tape down over it. And now we can start decorating. So this is our front cover over here. Go over this crease again. This isn't too bad. So if you're using directional paper, keep in mind like what way you're cutting so that you don't end up with something off. If you're using non-directional paper, it doesn't matter. But I want this lighthouse on the front cover, and I had also chose this one just in case we need it. And but this one's on this side, so this is going to have our flap come around, so I want to make sure that lighthouse is over here so that it can be seen when the book is closed. Okay, so let's cut our paper and we'll set that aside. All right, so we know that our height is 6.5. I keep moving it and losing it. Okay, so 6.5. So we want to cut our paper at 6.25, and that is going to leave all of my lighthouse. It looks like, yes, perfect. And then keep this. You can use that. All right, and then our width was 7.75. So we want to cut at 7.5. Yes. Okay. And then when we put our paper down, we have this border 1/8 of an inch around that we can see the cardstock still. And then cardstock as well. You don't have to use black. You can use white cardstock, cream, just whatever goes with your project. You do not have to use black. So I'm going to go ahead and take the paper off back of that tape. And then we're going to add some glue. So I am just going to line this up where I want it. I think that looks good. And then I am going to press it down. Now, when you go pressing down around the magnets, be very careful so that you don't tear your paper around those magnets. Just going to go around gently, push down, push on top. And then just make sure this edge is good and pressed down. Oh, this is going to be so good. Oh, I'm glad I chose this paper. Okay. Oh, my magnets are hooking to my ruler. Okay, so we need one more piece here, and we actually need our spines. So our spines were, let's do our spines. Those were 3/4. So we want a 1/2 inch. This is what? 4.5. So we'll do 1. 4, and then 1 at 3.5. I thought that would be easier. Okay. So here are our spines. like that. Okay. We'll put a little blue. Try not to get too much. And then now I'm just going to line these up here at the bottom. And then make sure they're centered the best that I can. Okay. All right, now let's do our back cover. So we know that one's not going to be tall enough. So let's do this one. And we'll get this little beach house right here. That'll be cute. All right. So let's remove this and bring our trimmer back. So we know we want 6 1/4. Okay. And then we want 7 7.5. Sorry, my brain got stuck. It's like, wait, is 7.5 right? Yeah, 7.5 is right. I love how these papers go together. Okay. All right. Then we'll make sure that we get it level and even. Move it over just a tad bit more. I think that's going to be good. Okay. And then we are going to press it down. Wipe that glue off. But that makes me feel better. At least I know I'm spreading the glue. I'm getting those corners good. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, and you can even see the little sailboat there. All right. So now we need to do our flap here. So scrap wise, we have this one. And there should be some other stuff like that over here. That's going to be, yeah, because that's the same. That's 6.5. 6 1/4, sorry. So since we have this little sailboat here, I don't want to use this one because this has 2 little sailboats on it. So I'll put that to the side. And I think I want to use this. It has the seashells. I think that'll look great. All right, so then our flap is 2.5 inches. So, yeah, 2.5 inches. So we want to go 2 1/4. Okay. And then also, if you want to ink as well, you can. Like if I was using like a cream colored paper, I would probably ink. That is perfect. But since I'm using black cardstock, I'm not going to ink. I feel like the ink just gets lost anyways against the black cardstock. So, okay. Making sure that I had that. Okay, so it looks even. Press that down. Oops. There we go. We have our flap. I love it, guys. Wow, looks awesome. Okay, so inside, let's decorate that. What is this at? Do we want 2 1/4? And that's 2 1/4. So we could actually go ahead and use this right there. So let's take our sticky. Let's take our paper off our sticky tape. Oh boy. There we go. That looks good. So there again, just be careful around your magnets so that you don't rip your paper. But make sure that you're getting this edge pressed down well. Around the magnets. Come on, press down. Don't wrinkle on me. Okay. Think I got it. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and cut our 4 pieces that we need, which is the front and the back, and our 2 spines. So with the back side being going to be covered up with the notebook, I don't think we have to be too picky on that one. So let's use the top part of this. I'm going the wrong way. So we want 6 1/4. Yep, 6 1/4 for our height. Goodness gracious. And then 7 1/2. Nope, I want that little shack. Although I think it's going to end up being covered up anyways. All right. So there's one. And then this is fine. Okay, so 6 1/4 by 7 1/2. Okay. And then we need what am I thinking? Spines. Oh my goodness. Okay, so our spines were 3/4 of an inch. And yeah, it's a little difficult for me to use that way. So we want a 1/2 inch actually for that. So that is 4.5. So 4 inches. And then let's turn it around. It was 4, so 3.5. Okay. And there's our spines. All right, so actually we could put that one here and this one here. That way we have the shack showing. And then let's turn that around like that. And like that. I like that better. Because I was thinking this one here and that one there. But the little beach house is going to be on this side. So thank you everybody for joining me today. I really do appreciate you being here and supporting me on this journey. It's been a mixture of a little bit of everything, trying to figure out what I really like and what I like doing, and I think I've found it. I love paper, which I've always loved paper, even as a kid, but I'm learning things now. So I do appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. That is the best way to support me. And don't forget to hit that notification bell and select all so that you don't miss any future content from me. Got a little piece of glue there. Okay, so our cover is done. How flippin' pretty is that? Oh my gosh, I love it, guys. My husband's gonna want to keep this. Okay, so let's set that aside. And we are going to work on our notebook. And yeah, let's work on our notebook. So I am going to decorate the front cover and the back. I'm going to cover both of those. So that's me. If you don't want to cover the back, you do not have to. So I am going to do my best to line this paper up at the bottom. And I'm just going to glue it to where it butts up to this black seam. Now, if you want, you can wrap it around like that and glue it. I'm not going to do that because I don't mind this spine here. So I am just going to put some glue. All right. And I like those seashells. So now I am just going to make sure it lines up here and then at the bottom. Be less trimming that I have to do. All right, and then I'm going to squish it. Oops. And try not to move my paper because I actually got it in a good spot. Okay, and then I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I am just going to trim paper off. Go around these corners. And cut that off. Oops. Stay straight, don't cut into the cover. Move that just a little bit, and then trim that. Okay, so there is our cover. So let's do our back side, and we can use another piece of the scrap because it is tall enough. Perfect. Okay. And then there is the back side. Easy peasy, right? That's it. That's all you have to do. And then, you know, I mean, you can decorate the inside covers as you want, but this is a folio. So I'm going to leave those alone. All right, so now I want to make, see what scraps I have here. Make this removable. So I think this will work. Because the sheet is like this, but I need to cut it like that. So I think if I use this side, like it's got some shells there, I think it's going to be just fine. All right, so let's get our trimmer. I don't need that. I just want to make sure I get that shack off. Okay. There we go. Perfect. So now we will take our notebook. We're going to turn it over to the back side. Stick our paper in. And that's right. Fold it over like so. And then we're going to pull it out just a little bit. That is going to give us some play so that when we pull the notebook out to like replace it or whatever, it's not going to be real tight in there. All right, there we go. So I put my finger here. That means I don't want the glue to go past my finger. Okay. Line those up. So. Squish it down. Oh, I got some glue back here. So be mindful of that. You don't want to glue this to your notebook. All right. So there's our band. And now we are going to glue this in. Don't get too close to the edges because there again, you don't want the glue seeping out and gluing your notebook to your pad. And then I am going to center this where I want it. And I'm bringing it down to the very edge of the book. Scoot it over, oh, just a little bit. Okay. And then press it down. Good. And then I'm going to open it and press this. Okay, so now we should be able to slide that out. Excuse me, and press it some more. And hopefully I got it just a tad bit crooked, but it is not moving. So it is going to have to do. All right, there we go. Still closes great. Perfect. Now, I left room so that we could put a pen. So, let me grab a pen real quick. I grabbed a pretty blue one. Go with the blues and papers. So now we need to make a pen holder. So let's take one of these little scraps. No. Okay. Let's just use this one. We are one. We're going to cut this down to 3. Maybe. And then we're going to take our scoreboard here and we are going to score at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, 2, and 2 1/2. And that's it. So at your last mark, that was 2 1/2. You can go ahead and cut. There we go. And then let's fold. I feel like that I missed one, but I didn't. It's there. It was weird. Okay. So this is our little pen holder. So then we are going to, here, it'd probably be better if I did it like this. Fold it like that, where we got this little flap sticking out. And we are going to put glue and then fold that over. And press down. Wipe off any glue that seeps out. Okay. Open it up. And perfect. And here's our little pen. It's okay. And then the 2 pieces that we glued together, that is what I want to glue down into the book. So I'm going to put some glue. And then I am going to line my pen up where I want it. And that looks good. And press down. Now I'm going to hold this and pull my pen out so that I don't move it. And then we can flatten it down, make sure it's straight, and then press down. There we go. Pop it back open. Here's our little pen. And our little folio is finished. I mean, how great is this for like back to school? Because the kids all use these composition notebooks. And you can always make them, you know, bigger to fit the bigger ones. So I think it's great. We can decorate the front more if we want. Find some sentiments to put on there. Just whatever. Whatever you want to do. So I like it. I think it turned out great. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.